Hey, in just a couple of seconds, I'm going to introduce you to Joel Harper. Joel is with the Small Business Technology Development Center. This is so powerful. I want you to hang around for all of this. At the end, he gives contact information. I believe that every agency watching this podcast 100% should contact this group. The cost is free. I've been utilizing their services for the last 3 years as we've seen our business grow and grow and grow due to a lot of factors, including what they've been able to help us do. This podcast, you're going to learn the areas of your business that Joel and the SBTDC can help you with, but it includes things like your marketing, your financial analysis for your business, ways to grow your business, ways to get customers and find customers for your business, things that I didn't even know existed with this group. It's government funded. Your tax dollars are paying for this, and it's free, and it's a service that you should take care of. In this episode, we talk about things like how to buy and sell agencies, how this group can assist you in finding agencies to buy, finding agencies that might want to buy your agency, how to prepare your agency to be sold, how to prepare to buy an agency, how to find and secure loans if you need that to run your business. This is an episode that is 1 in a million. I think it's 1 in a million. So I hope you enjoy this. Welcome to the Insurance Agency Success Podcast, the only podcast that helps insurance agencies grow their business while increasing their happiness and joy. I'm Eddie Price, founder of Jenesis Software and an agency owner for more than 30 years. I have started, bought, sold, and scaled agencies, and for the last 25 years, helped others do the same through Jenesis. On this show, you're going to hear real stories and proven strategies to help you streamline your operations, increase profits, and really enjoy the business that you've built. And if you'd like to learn more about what we do here at Jenesis Software, just visit genesissoftware.com, click on the orange button to request a demo. So welcome to the podcast, Joel.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Are you glad?
I am glad. You know what I'm not glad? I'm not glad that I wore my heavy jacket to work this morning.
Oh,
2
no.
days ago, I was in short sleeves like the rest of the state. Today, I'm like, holy mackerel.
So was it yesterday? When was it 80 degrees here in North Carolina?
You know, I was at the zoo on Wednesday. I took a day to go to the zoo and just loved it. And
Yeah,
then
beautiful.
The next day, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
should have seen the penguins.
I think it was yesterday then. We woke up in North Carolina. Lisa and I did go to the gym every morning at 7:30. When we left to go to the gym, it was 71 degrees.
It was, yes.
Yesterday morning at 7:30.
Yes.
By the time we went to bed last night, it was 28 or something.
That's correct.
I mean, it went from 70 to 50 by lunchtime.
Yeah.
And then just continued it down all afternoon. So anyway.
Yeah. As the sun kept rising, the temperature kept falling.
Yeah. So, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. This is going to be an interesting episode for me. What I want to do, I think let's start this way. And this will be good for me too, by the way, because I've worked with you for how long? 2 or 3 years?
It's been 2 or 3 years. Yes.
Okay. And there'll be some things I learned today, and I love that part too. So let's start by just telling the folks who you are and what it is you do, who you're working with, and kind of however you would normally introduce yourself and your services.
Sure. My name is Joel Harper. I am a regional director. Now everybody's gone to sleep. I'll try to liven that up. With the Small Business Technology Development Center. Okay, now we have lost your whole audience, Eddie. The acronym is SBTDC. That's no better. This name does not roll off the tongue real well. Nobody can remember the order of the alphabet letters. It's horrible. We are truly a government agency, aren't we? Which is what we are. Here's the story. everybody's aware that the SBA lends money. We've all heard about SBA loans. Well, fun fact, the SBA does not lend a dime. What the SBA does is underwrite loans to the lender, which makes the borrower more attractive to the lender because there's federal guarantees behind the loan, which makes the lender more likely to commission the loan. All righty. The SBA has been in this business for 4 decades, and the SBA realized all those years ago that you, Eddie, are very good at your widget, whatever your widget is, whether you're making a widget or it's a service widget. You know what you're doing. That's why you got into business to begin with. You enjoy making your widget. But being a great widget maker doesn't also necessarily make you an expert in financial management. Reading and understanding your own financial statements. It may not make you an expert in borrowing money or attracting investors or paying off investors. It doesn't necessarily make you an expert in marketing or advertising or digital marketing in this day and age. The SBA formed us, launched us, the SBTDC, to shore up business owners and all these necessary components of successful small business ownership so you can concentrate on what you do best, which is making that widget. How am I doing so far? Clear as mud?
No, it's good. I like it. And it is clear.
Good, good, good. So, because we are tax supported, funded, we don't charge our clients for our services. Yet, as a bonus, our services are private and confidential, and that's coded in North Carolina general statutes. So, folks like you or anybody, businesses can come to us for counseling in any and all of these areas. And it's private and confidential. We don't tell anybody that you're a client, and our job is to help make your business better.
I love all that. Okay, so these services that the SBTDC
You got it right.
I got it right because I wrote it down. The services that are provided nationwide. Is that true? In
yes.
all
Yes,
of the
correct.
United States. And the service categories are marketing, I think you said, finance. What else? Anything else?
We have a team dedicated to international business. Now, for your specific clients, Eddie, and customers, your listening audience, insurance agents, that may not be applicable to them. But nonetheless, for manufacturers and others who want to import or export, we've got a team dedicated to that. We have a team dedicated to government contracting at all levels of government. If you want to land a federal contract, state, local, as a prime or a subprime, military, schools, universities, prisons, parks and rec, if it's government related, our team can put you in that space. We've got a team we call Launch. It helps anybody legally just launch their business. If they don't help you grow the business, their job is to make sure that you don't wake up the next morning and there's a window envelope in your mailbox from the government saying you screwed up payroll tax or you screwed up sales tax. They make sure you're legally compliant as a business owner in the United States of America. We've got another team that's dedicated to what we call technology commercialization. They're a real niche team, and they spend most of their time in Research Triangle Park, which is in the central part of North Carolina. That triangle anchored by Duke, Carolina, and NC State, and helping all those think tank and other labs commercialize the technologies that come out of their labs. And then sort of, I guess, the remaining group of us where I come from, we call ourselves general business counselors. And if all those other areas we talk about do or don't apply to a business, we help with everything you were rattling off: the advertising, the marketing, the financing, the HR, legal. We're not lawyers and we're not accountants, but we have we know those people and can bring them to bear if necessary, or refer you out to those folks, or just help you with general business issues to run your company better.
Okay. That's a lot. And what percentage, and this may be a statistic you know, or you could just guess at if you don't. What percentage of the population of business owners know about your service, and what percentage of the business population utilize your service?
The answer to both those questions will be a vague, very low. I
Okay.
suspect most people do not know about us because we don't advertise. When you're funded by tax dollars, the last thing you want to see are your tax dollars going to a bunch
Right.
of ads and billboards and things like that.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's word of mouth. It's word of mouth.
Yeah. Well, I think it's wonderful. I don't remember exactly how we connected 2 or 3 years ago. I know we did an SBA loan, 2 of them a few years ago for a couple of acquisitions we did here. I'm sure it was related to that. Do you remember
I
how
believe
we
it was. I
connected?
believe it was.
Okay.
I bet it was a lender who called us in to
Okay.
say, well, that happens a lot. Lenders will say, we've got somebody who's applied for an SBA loan. Can you help get them loan ready? To which we say, we can do that confidentially, privately, and at no cost. And that's exactly what we did.
So that's really interesting. Joel, this applies more to my customers, independent insurance agents, than I thought it did. And I agree with you based on how I feel. Most people don't know you exist. And if they do know something's out there, they don't really understand how it works. So I'm hearing that let's speak in terms of independent insurance agencies. So I'm hearing that what is available to independent insurance agencies in the U.S. is this government funded entity that can help them, can meet with them periodically and help them analyze and review their marketing and help them plan for their
Yes.
marketing,
Yes.
their review their finances, give them advice about their profitability, their
Yes.
expenses, things like that,
Yes.
their P&L, their balance sheets.
Correct. Correct.
And for a new business, you would be a good resource
Oh,
for them to meet with you for this launch program to make sure they've got all their T's crossed and I's dotted.
correct, correct, correct. And we can help with customer discovery uh, for those businesses that are brand new. That they
What do
don't
you
have any.
mean?
Well, I want to open up a brand new insurance business. Now, you may say, Joel, that's not how my business industry works. I can appreciate
No,
that.
it works that way sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, well, I open my store, my door is open, I flip the on sign on, and no one wants an insurance policy from me. Okay, customer discovery. What's the gender of who would your products appeal to? What's their gender? What's their age? What's their income levels? Are they families? Are they single? Are they rural? Are they urban? Whatever your target market is, we have vast research capabilities at our state headquarters office that can get you names and addresses, whatever's in the public domain, lists of competitors, lists of customers, lists of people who ride horses, if you have horse insurance, people who are into vintage cars, if you have vintage car insurance. You get where I'm going with this. We can help with customer discovery.
So I wrote customer discovery near marketing in my notes because it sounds like it's related. So an agency could come to you on this customer discovery idea, and they could say, I'm opening up in this city and I'm going to sell maybe mostly property insurance, maybe homeowners is my target, or maybe auto and home or small commercial. And so they give you some information about who might buy their products, who might buy insurance from them. And then you help them compile a list of prospects. Is that what you're saying essentially?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Absolutely. I'll just make up some examples here. Okay, you do homeowner insurance. Where are the new homes that were built in the last 12 months inside this geographic footprint where you do business? What new home permits have been issued for the next 12 months? And who grabbed blah, blah, blah. You get it.
Okay. And you're providing them this list. It could be hundreds or thousands of, like in my case, it could be Eddie Price and my home address.
Yes. If it's whatever's in the public domain, this is nothing illegal here, but yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, I
that's
got you.
correct.
Is it likely or unlikely that would have a phone number? And same question for email.
Most everything has an email these days. Businesses typically do have phone numbers. Residentials, no. Most people have abandoned their landlines and have cell phones with area codes over Kingdom Come. I've never once seen a list with that.
And at the end of our time together today, one thing we'll make sure we don't leave out is contact information for people.
Sure.
So, before we end our time. But so then to clarify one last thing on the customer discovery, that's interesting. So are you saying that I could tell you that I would like to connect with more independent insurance agencies in the U.S. and your entity could help find that?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Let's talk more about that after this meeting, okay?
We sure can. And then, Eddie, beyond that, if you want, we can help put together the outreach campaign. Yeah, sure, we could do an email blast. You don't need anybody's help for that. But how many of those emails actually get opened? How many of them get blocked by spam filters? All right, let's talk. How do you worm your way in cold calling to these massive lists? That's the benefit of working with the SBTDC.
So if an agency, let's think about a life cycle of a relationship with you. So I decide I'm going to open up my agency. I'm going to we'll do the contact information at the end of our podcast, but I'm going to contact you guys and I want to say, I want to participate in this launch program. And then you guys are going to help me over the course of weeks or months, do some stuff to get me ready. And then we check that box. Then I'm going to say, I also want to work with you for my marketing because I need to get my marketing, including this customer discovery thing, lined up. Then are you going to meet with me once a month or just once period? How does that kind of relationship work?
You drive that train, you and the issues in front of you. If it needs to be weekly, we'll meet weekly. If it needs to be more or less frequently in that is what we will do.
Okay. That's amazing. So I would do my launch program with you if I'm at that stage of my journey. Then I'm going to pretty quickly go into my marketing relationship with you because I want you to help me get this thing lined up. And maybe you could almost be an accountability partner, I would imagine, in some cases, because you give me ideas about things that I don't know, but you also, I've got to meet with you in 3 weeks. I need to get my homework done, my part during that time. And then I'm going to schedule time with someone to talk about my finances. You're going to look at my P&L. You're going to look at maybe my budget, and then you're going to give me best practice advice about how to be healthy.
Correct. You're doing very good, Eddie. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. This is so interesting to me, though. I'm with you. I don't think the international thing will apply to most of my customers. Government contracts there could be agencies that says they want, because I'm assuming there are some government divisions or I don't know if you'd call them businesses or not, but that has insurance. I don't know. So
it may not be a play. You're correct.
Yeah, it may or may not be. But someone could meet with you.
We can look at
whoever, and they could look at it and decide. Because I do know, Joel, that I have a lot of agency customers that they'll tell me they insure all the school buses in such and such county, or they insure all the road equipment.
There you go.
So
there you go. How do you bid on those contracts? How do you find those contracts?
Yeah.
When are they let? When are they put up for bid? Yes.
Okay.
That's
what
we do.
So that could be something, that government contract piece.
Right.
Now, the tech part, would that apply?
I don't see how.
Okay.
I don't. You're right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't real sure what they were doing there. So do you think that covers the different departments and different divisions?
Well,
Have I left anything out?
Yet, I will grow you one more. I'll take your ante and raise you one. You're running, you're stable, you're doing just fine. And you wake up one day and you say, my buddy in the community next door is not doing so well. He's looking to sell. I want to buy his practice. Is that the term you use, Eddie?
Agency.
Agency. Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to buy his agency. And I don't have the free cash in my bank account, in my wallet to make that purchase. I need to borrow some money to make that loan. Boom. You call the SBTDC again and bring us in for that. Perhaps you want to be bought out. You're getting tired and just like, oh, I just don't want to do this after all. I want to go to Oregon and commune with the redwoods. All right. How do I prepare my business to attract the maximum value to be acquired by someone else? I'll call the SBTDC and give myself 12 months with them, and we'll build myself up to be attractive. So, there's a mature business can still use us now and then.
Right. Yeah, I get that. And, you and I meet quarterly and we review quarterly financial statements, and we've been in business for 28 years. So, and we're healthy and profitable. So you're not just fixing a problem, you're being another set of eyes that we love. And we've got 30 employees, and we've got different people, and we've got financial people here, and this and that. But I've so enjoyed your perspective and the time you spent.
Eddie,
to help
let
us.
me say this, just repeating what you just said in different words. Your listeners are in the weeds every single day, 24/7. Joel, the SBTDC, we come in at 5,000 feet, objective, dispassionate. Odds are, whatever we look at, you already know. But because you're the lone sole owner, it's lonely at the top. Am I really seeing what I'm seeing? Am I making the right choices? Maybe you have a spouse to bounce those off, but maybe at whatever, you've got us to say, hey, Joel, am I doing this right? And 9 times out of 10, I'm like, Andy, of course you are. I'm seeing everything you're seeing. And we're a second set of eyes and ears to either reinforce what you already are observing or to hold up a mirror and say, Eddie, have you looked at it from this angle yet?
Yeah. Okay. I know that in the past, you've set up meetings for me to look into the international possibility. And you've set up meetings with me with other people in your organization to talk about government contracts. In those 2 examples, you brought someone else in from your team that was, I guess, a specialist in that area, right?
Correct. Yeah,
do you do that with marketing? I know you and I mostly meet about finance. So do you, if I'm an agency again, and are you my launch person, or is that another little team?
We have 70 or so Joels across the state of North Carolina.
I think there's only one Joel.
I'll tell my mom you said that. And if Joel Harper can only be an expert on what Joel Harper is an expert on. So you're alluding to, I know where you're taking me, and I'm going right there. I bring in co-counselors who are subject matter experts to your specific needs if it is not me.
Okay, got it.
Easily done.
You talked about helping people with advertising, which is similar to, kind of in the marketing area. You talked about HR. Your list goes on and on and on. How can you help me, or how can you help an insurance agency with HR?
Perhaps your agency has grown rapidly and you've got too many people with your current structure. Do you need additional senior management to help you administer the office? Are you a good delegator? Are you a good boss? You're a great insurance guy or gal. We know that. But these are different skill sets. Can I manage others who sell insurance? And I'm not selling like I used to. I'm managing people now. We've got folks for the HR backgrounds that can sort of look at your styles and personality and how you come across and help you manage and boss your company better. Is that making sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Does it also involve HR questions around legal things?
It can. It can. Okay. Again, we're not lawyers, but if you say hiring and firing, which are legal issues and things like that, we can get you answers And we could also refer you out to attorneys who specialize in those areas to get you the answers you need.
Okay. Moving on from HR, I had written down that you did say legal as well. So to what degree do you assist people with any kind of in a legal way?
There, of course, in the launch team, it's just, forming your business legally. Do you want to be a sole proprietorship? Do you want to be a limited liability corporation? Will there be a partnership in there? Do you need an operating agreement? We can direct you to the various websites and places to legally set up the framework that holds your business. So there's that legal. When it comes down to, oh, yikes, I just got sued, then I'm like, they call an attorney.
Yeah, right. Okay. Got it. So you had talked about assisting businesses, and so in our case, insurance agencies, with acquisitions. And that could be them buying or that could be them selling. You can help them be loan ready so they're able to start or to buy an insurance agency. And you can help them be sell ready.
So I like that. Yeah.
When they're ready to exit,
Yes.
retire or move on to their second adventure in life. When you're helping them buy with acquiring, and I understand the loan part. If I come to you and I say, hey, Joel, I found this agency, because by the way, you and I have worked on that. As a matter of fact, you and I have worked recently about a new acquisition, which just between me and you and everybody watching, Joel, we signed the agreement yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. You heard it here first.
It'll
be effective April 1. So we're excited. And
okay, April 1, perfect.
And I appreciate your help over the last couple of months as we've analyzed that opportunity. So if an insurance agency, when I ran insurance agencies, and I don't remember if you know this about me or not, but from the time I was in the insurance business as an agent for 30 years, something like that, and 27 of that, huh? What'd you say?
Yeah, that's where those gray hairs came from. Is that what I'm hearing?
They've come in more recently through these acquisitions, I think. But in those 27 years, I bought and sold, I don't remember, 6 or 7 insurance agencies.
Okay.
When I was in my late 20s to whenever. And that is a good, viable way many times to grow a business, because in an insurance agency, and it's really true with every business, but an insurance agency, let's say I start my agency today, Joel, and let's say I'm starting out and I'm writing 100 policies a month. Let's just make that number up. Could be 10 a month, could be 200 or 300, but let's say 100. That means month 1, I'm growing a lot, right? I've got 0 policies. At the end of the first month, I've got 100 customers. At the end of the month 2, I've got 200 unless I've lost anybody. At the end of month 3, I've got 300 minus a few that I've probably lost at that point. Fast forward into 12 months, I really don't have 1,200 policies because people have left me.
That's right.
Insurance, somewhere around 10% are going to leave you a year.
Okay.
So if 10% are going to leave you a year and you're writing whatever your number is, could be 10 a month or 100 a month, in give or take about 10 years, what you're writing, if you don't write more than you used to write, is going to equal what you're losing.
I hear you. I'm following your logic. Yes.
It's a glass ceiling. And so either you have to figure out how to write 200 policies a month now, or more than you were.
Yep.
And that gets harder at some point. If my agency is in a given town, my ability to write X number of new policies seems like it has a little bit of a ceiling. So here comes acquisition opportunity. That's how you grow. And that's what I did many years ago. And it's what we've done, as you know, with Jenesis over the last number of years. They have to be strategic acquisitions for sure. They have to be smart. They have to make sense. So if I understand then that if an agency is watching this and they've got an opportunity to buy a competitor down the street, then they might be able to come to you and get counseling and get assistance and get connected with the potential for an SBA loan, for example, right?
Correct. And whether or not you need a loan for that acquisition or you can self-fund it, we can help you look at the financial statements of the acquisitionee just to make sure, hey, are we getting a bill of goods here or is this a viable business? Is it worth what the asking price is? Yeah, we could do a deep dive into that. Just give you assurances. Yes.
Love that. And that's what you did with us recently on this deal. And this ended up, we didn't do an SBA loan. We're doing a combination of our money and the sellers, doing some financing on that one. But I know you assist with finding customers. If an agency came to you and said, hey, Joel, or whoever in your one of your team members, we want to grow. We'd like to do some acquisitions that make sense. Do you assist them in any way with counseling or helping them come up with a plan for doing that or a strategy for how to find businesses or agencies to acquire? Where does your role end and begin and stop?
It has not ended yet. Let me throw some spaghetti at the wall because there could be one of 17 different paths we take on that scenario that you just presented. Hey, Joel, I'm ready to grow. I want to grow through acquisition. I have no idea who's out there that wants to sell. All right, then. Tell me, what is the revenue range of a agency that's kind of prime to want to be sold? What's the age of it? How many years has it been in business? Is there an employee size that kind of tends to be ripe for taking? Then we'll run those lists. And I say, there's 100 of them. Let's all send them a letter. Let's give them all a phone call. Hey, are you interested in selling? I'm interested in buying. That's one spaghetti I'm throwing at the wall here, Eddie, to say we could handle it that way or a different way. We would have that conversation and build the strategy, you and me, from there.
And I'll tell you, and I know we are all different, I tend to get excited about business. I get excited about growth. I get excited about serving others. I get excited about serving more people well. All those things are exciting to me. And they all kind of point toward my internal desire to expand and grow. And I believe that any business should absolutely, I think every agency that watches this podcast, this probably won't happen because most people, they'll see something like this, they get off the podcast like you go to a conference and you go home and then you get busy with life.
That's right.
But I believe
True.
Everyone that watches this podcast, every agency should contact your organization. They should at least have one meeting where they're, because you've already said the cost is zero. It's government funded. And they should have a strategy meeting about marketing, at least one, and see if that should be monthly or quarterly or annually. They should have a financial meeting at least once to see where that could go, let you guys analyze where they are. The ones who might be interested in government contracts, they could take that avenue. If they're a startup agency, they should look to you guys for the launch program. And every existing agency probably should better understand how you could help them with HR, because that's a big deal. And I don't know if you're helping people find and vet good people, but that's a big, hard problem in every business, especially insurance, is finding quality people for your team. And I think, getting at the bottom of my list here with the acquisitions, every agency watching this should meet with your team and talk to you about the possibility of acquisitions, because if they explore the possibility of acquisitions, in my opinion, and this is what I've done it, this is experience, and I knock on wood, I would never, every deal I ever did, I would do again on the agency side. I've done 10 or 12 acquisitions or so, 15 maybe total in my last 30 years. One has been really hard. The others were good, I think. So that's pretty good statistics, I think. But every agency, Joel, should, in my opinion, use you guys to say, let's try to find me somebody, let's at least let people in this geographic area, the agencies like you described, certain size, demographics, let's let them know that I might be interested in talking to them. Because if they have the opportunity to talk to one or two or five, they're going to be smarter after those conversations. That always happens. They get to sit down with somebody potentially going to sell their business and ask them all these questions. That's so healthy for the agent to be able to learn. And they don't have to do the deal. If it's not a good
Correct.
deal,
That's
you
right.
don't do it.
Yes.
But then if something, if the universe or God puts something amazing in front of them through their intentional efforts, because most things require a little effort in life, the good things, you don't just sit back and come to you, then they might find something that is just a tremendous blessing for them, their current team, and they may be able, when I did those, I was able to bring over team members from the other agencies. In some cases, I would keep that brick and mortar open. In some cases, I would, if it were close enough to my other location, I would just roll those customers and team into my office. It's very profitable. Sorry, I get excited. Okay. When people use you guys, are there some people that do it like I described a second ago, where I said my recommendation is everybody on this podcast should at least have one meeting and then maybe do some quarterly or whatever? Are there people that do that and kind of use you guys a little bit like I have in an ongoing relationship?
We have both. I would bet, just over half of our clients, we call them transactional. They come to us with a specific issue or need. We address it. It is addressed, and they say, "Thank you very much. I will call you when I need you." And we don't hear from them again until they need us. Probably less than half of our clients are relationship, which is, I have nothing going on at the moment, but it's been a quarter. Let's talk. Like getting your car tuned up back in the day. It's just ongoing maintenance, an annual physical, if you will. Nothing's really bothering me, but it's another set of eyes looking over my books, my numbers, my operation can only be helpful.
Yeah, and that's the way I feel. I would think, because each quarter you're proactive. You send me an email and you say, if you'd like me to, you're not pushy. You're saying, if you would like me to look at this for you, here's what I would need. And we send that to you. And then you'll send me an analysis and a report. And then you'll offer to get on a meeting, which we usually do. And we'll meet for 30 minutes, maybe an hour sometimes, and kind of go over things. So I think everyone should do that. Why wouldn't you want to be all you could be for yourself? You owe it to yourself.
Exactly.
You owe it for your team. You owe it to your
Yes.
customers. Why would people stop? Is it just because life's busy and that kind of thing?
I've heard a number of reasons. One is, yes, it's the spirit is willing, the flesh is weak.
Yeah.
I'm just so busy. Number two, we are government and there's a distrust. You say you're confidential, Joel. You say you're private. You're going to call the IRS on me, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, first of all, they already have your financials, but no, but I can't prove that I won't do something, even though I've got a 30-year history that I've never once ratted anybody out.
Right.
And Eddie, I've had clients say, I've collected sales tax and haven't remitted them to the government for 3 years. We'll help you get legal, but no, I don't call the Department of Revenue on anybody. Okay, but one reason is that. A third reason that people have said, hey, to you, is that we are free. And there's a stigma.
Yeah.
You cost $5,000. You must be very valuable. You're
Yeah.
free. Not so much. I get that. The last reason, and you'll love this one, the powers that be put every SBTDC office physically at an institute of higher learning in the state of North Carolina. My office is with the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And I have had business people, yes, in rural North Carolina, say, "Oh, you're the snooty people from Chapel Hill. You were those liberal communists from Chapel Hill. I don't want you touching my business." All right, fair enough. So those are typically the reasons that people have said, no thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. And I would think one of the biggest ones is I'm a hunter of knowledge. I'm a hunter of nuggets of knowledge. I feel satisfied when I've learned a little something because I feel like a lot of little somethings add up to a lot of somethings.
Yes.
And I think it's easier to find a lot of little useful stuff along the way than it is to be hopeful for the one diamond,
Right.
And so for me, the reason I think agencies should participate in this is because of those little nuggets that they would get, even sometimes just validation, hopefully, along the way. So, but I think the biggest reason I would think that people don't utilize this service is they're busy. They don't make the time for it. And I heard somebody say something the other day. I liked this. It said, they didn't like it when people said, I don't have time. They said, tell me the truth, which really is, it's not a priority, because we know we've got 24 hours in a day. So you've got time.
We have all have the same time.
You're using it for something that you place a higher value on.
Correct.
It's a priority. So do you want to invest this time to grow your business because you feel this higher calling to serve your customers and your team well, or do you just want to go in, work from 9 to 5 and go home and do whatever else you do?
Right.
So,
right.
Okay.
True.
Okay. Man, this time I'm looking up at the clock. The time has flown. Is there anything that we've not unpacked that you think is critical for today?
We are legally allowed to work with any American business. That's a legal business. We're tax funded, so you have to be an American citizen, an American business to use our services. That only makes sense. We do require folks to register with us. And that's sort of the way we filter out just to make sure you're American and that you're a legal business. And you say, well, what's an illegal business? Well, it's the marijuana crowds, the current one. Is it legal? Is it not legal? In some states, it's, if it's above a certain threshold of THD, I got the words all wrong, it's not legal. But if it's below that, it's medicinal. That line keeps moving, but that's one example of a type of business that, okay, we can help you, but maybe we can't. But yeah, as long as you register with our services, and that binds the confidentiality agreement, kind of like attorney-client privilege, it shuts our mouths for any information that you choose to share with us.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. One thing I was going to mention, and we won't disclose any names, and I don't know any details, but I do, you and I know, and this, one of our Jenesis customers knows that we all know each other. So you have worked with one of my Jenesis customers, unrelated to the fact that you and I know each other. And I've talked to them about the fact that I know you. And so that's interesting. So you definitely have experience in the insurance agency space to that degree, at least. So, all right, Joel, if anyone would like to learn more, do you think it's best for them to contact you by email or phone, or is there a website you think they should go to? What's the next best thing?
Yes, truly, I would go to the website. Here's that horrible acronym again, SBTDC, Small Business Technology Development Center.org. And there's a big old honking green button at the top of the screen that says, request a counseling. And you'll get a drop-down menu of our 11 centers and where we're physically located. Pick the one closest to where you live and register. It takes all of 3 minutes to do. Then we'll be in contact with you, and away we go.
I love that. I would love the listeners of this to add in comments. Have you used a service like this before, or the SBTDC before? And what was your experience like? And I would also encourage you, if you contact them, please put that in notes too. And just put in the comments here on this podcast, was this information useful to you? I'll respond to every comment that anyone leaves. So, Joel, I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. And I think this might be something we want to do annually. You be up for that?
Okay, cool.
All right. Have a great rest of your day, Joel.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Insurance Agency Success Podcast, where independent insurance agencies like you get the tools and insights to grow, streamline, and enjoy your business. And if you're ready to simplify and scale, visit genesissoftware.com, Genesis with a J, and click on the orange button to request a demo. I appreciate you being here. Keep growing, keep building, and I'll see you next time.